Hallelujah.
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 All praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We just want to give another shalom to all the brothers and sisters out here that's in the truth. All the shalom to all the brothers that's on the highways and byways, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth, trying to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Another shalom to these mighty brothers behind me. Another shalom to all the camps and organizations out here, just trying to do their part to wake people up, lead people to the marriage, introduce people to the kingdom, a new life, to help introduce people as new creatures. But with that being said, we know the Sabbath is ended, so we're not going to be up here too long. We're trying to, do everything in order. Hey, somebody, so what we're going to do, we're going to start off, Salakia. Hey, somebody give me the book of Ecclesiastes. Actually, give me the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 24 to 25. Give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12 to 13. We're going to bring this thing on out, man. Shalom to all the brothers and sisters that's on the live, tapping in. Like I said, shalom to all the brothers and sisters out here pushing the truth to the four corners. Mighty blessing by the brother Azrael. Mighty blessing by the brother Donal. Mighty precepts brought out by the brother right here. Can't always remember Hebrew names. We're getting better at it. What is it, bro?
Sakel.
Mighty precepts brought out by the brother Sakel. So we giving all praises and glory to the honor to the Most High God. All right. My brother just talked about rebellions. All right, the rebellious nation. Go ahead and bring what you got out.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the whole conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
So the last thing my aunt said right here was that, hey, we got to turn back to the Most High and keep these commandments, because this is the only way our sorrow will be healed. This is the only way we're going to be forgiven. This is the only way we're going to be delivered from our captivity. When Ox said, hey, look, we got to keep these commandments. Well, we just read that. So fear God and keep the commandments is the whole duty of man. All right? It's not about, all this extraterrestrial stuff that we have in this flesh or, this world. It's not about having the cars and clothes. It's not thinking that, because you in the truth and you got this, that, and the third, that your organization is being manifested. No, keep them laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the whole duty of man. Fear God, keep them laws, statutes, and commandments. It's the whole duty of man, all right? You'll never go wrong by keeping the commandments in spirit and in truth. Go ahead and bring out what you got out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 24.
Bring it out!
And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes to fear the Lord our God, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is as this day. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God as he hath commanded us.
So it'll be our righteousness if we do as the Lord our God commanded us. All right? It's not righteous just because you're an Israelite, but you're not keeping no laws. If you're not bearing no fruit, all right, it'll be called our righteousness if we're keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how we deem what is righteous and what's not, all right? If you're righteous, then that means you're keeping commandments. And we're not talking about just the physical, we're talking about the spiritual as well. And we're not talking about just the spiritual, we're talking about the physical as well. Don't get the Bible confused. Yes, you have to have physical and you have to have spiritual. That's why in James 2:26 it talks about faith without works being dead. All right. That's why you go to 2:18 it talks about you show me your faith with works, I will show you my faith by my works. You get what I'm saying? So bring out what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what doeth the Lord require of thee? But to fear the Lord, Salakia, thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul. To keep the commandments of the Lord.
To what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
To forsake the commandments.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
Not only in the heart.
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
Not only when you feel like it.
To keep the commandments of the Lord. And his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
For thy what?
For thy good.
For thy bad.
For thy good.
For thy hardship.
For thy good.
For thy labor.
For thy good.
So all the commandments that we're talking about keeping is for thy good. Precept that with 1 John 5 and 3. All the commandments that we're saying that the Most High ordained for the Israelites to keep are for our good. This is how this rebellious nation, the Israelites, this is how we get out of the situation we in. If you're dealing with affliction, keep the commandments. Get in your word. Pray. Fast. Do what you got to do for righteousness' sake to be healed from your affliction. All right? If you think that we're rebellious because, oh, you know what I'm saying, we just followed after our own other gods than, you know, the Most High God, you're right. That's exactly what happened. We're a stiff-necked people. Somebody give me Baruch 2 and 30. We're a stiff-necked people, all right? You got to understand, these commandments that the Most High gave us is not a hard thing to keep, all right? We read this precept at least about 5 times every camp. I swear, everybody who watches this live, all praises to you all. I know y'all heard this precept like 35 times already. Go ahead and read what you got.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
His commandments are not what?
His commandments are not grievous.
His commandments are too hard.
His commandments are not grievous.
It's 613 of them. I can't keep them.
His commandments are not grievous.
His commandments are not grievous.
That's right.
It's 613 commandments, and you telling me that you can't keep not one of them? Oh, it's hard to prepare all my work that I need for Saturday 6 days throughout the week. You got 6 days throughout the week to prepare for one day, and you telling me you can't keep the Sabbath. You telling me one day out of the week it's gonna kill you if you don't buy anything, if you don't sell anything, or you just can't rest. Hey, brother, you got a few minutes to come here to word? Brother walking in shorts, you got a few minutes? That's cool. Then some gonna hear, some gonna forbear. It's all right. But it's 613 commandments. They're not grievous to keep. All you got to do is just have faith. All right? His commandments are not grievous. You got Baruch 2 and 30? All right. All right. Well, let's read what you got first.
This is Matthew chapter 11 and verse 30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
His what?
For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
No, his yoke is hard.
My yoke is easy and my burden is light.
His burden is real heavy.
My yoke is easy and my burden is light.
My yoke is easy and my burden is light. It is a light thing. Literally. Don't listen to what I'm saying. It is a light thing to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. Give me Proverbs 6 and 23. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Go ahead.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
Hey, look, I called that precept before brother pulled up. And then, read that again. Read that again from the top.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
They shall remember themselves in the land of their captivity. But see, he knew he would not hear us because we were stiff-necked people. This is why earlier when I read the precept in Ezekiel 2 and 5, when he started off his lesson, it's talking about whether they hear or forbear. Hey, we're going to preach the word, regardless on the highways and byways. We're not expecting everybody to come here because it's not meant for everybody. All right? Go ahead and read your precept that you got. Huh?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verse 22. For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments, which I command you to do them, to love the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, and to cleave unto him, then will the Lord drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves.
Wait, we should what?
And ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves.
We should possess greater nations and mightier than ourselves. Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. Give me the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. And you give me the book of Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6. All right? Zephaniah 2 and 1. So we're gonna elaborate again on the stiff neck. Our nation is a stiff neck people, which is why when Ak was talking about the rebellious people, a message to the rebellious, this is why the Most High already knew what time it was. He knew that we wasn't gonna keep commandments. Man, you can go back and look in the book of Genesis chapter 11. All right, the Tower of Babel. Come on, man. He had to separate the people just because we couldn't be left on our own. When Adam and Eve, when they was in the Garden of Eden and she was deceived by the serpent, that's where it all started at. And nothing new was under the sun. It didn't stop there. And he didn't say, okay, now you got to be brought to a lower state. Now death got to be commended unto all men because you transgressed my law. Nah, it kept going. The Tower of Babel. You keep going to the book of Exodus. Now we starting to serve other gods. You go into the book of Deuteronomy. He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to serve in Mount Sinai in the book of Exodus, but yet we still went against those. A stiff-necked people. How he gonna listen? And this is what's crazy about the verse I just read, the precept I just read. We're supposed to be a nation better than. Read what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Thou art a what?
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Thou art a broken people.
Thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. the Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above what?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Below all people.
Above all people.
that are upon.
Above all people?
Above all people.
Yeah. Hey, brothers was just trying to be on one accord, but no, seriously. We're supposed to be a nation above all people, all right? The Most High God chose us. We are a royal priesthood. We are a chosen generation. 1 Peter 2:9, Deuteronomy 14:2. To be a nation above all people upon the face of the earth. So how is it that we're stiff-necked people? All right? This is the only way we're ever going to go back to being a nation on top. This is how we get delivered from being a rebellious nation. This is how the Most High overthrows our sorrow. First, we got to get back to keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, which is our righteousness. Then we got to remember that we are a chosen people unto the Lord thy God, a holy people, a set-apart people. We cannot be intermingled and call ourselves set apart. How are you set apart and you're intermingled with somebody? Somebody give me Jeremiah 9:29. But go ahead and read what you got, Ak.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Separate.
Gather yourselves together.
Hate each other.
Gather yourselves together.
Intermingle.
Gather yourselves together.
On what?
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather together, O nation not desired. This is how we get back and get our sorrow healed. This is how that rebellious house that Ak talked about, this is how we get back to being on top. We gather ourselves together. We have to separate. Somebody give me Second Chronicles 7:14. This is how we separate. This is how we get back on top. This is how we get out of this image. You know what I'm saying? And even in the Christian church, they'll tell you, oh, well, we know that, the Messiah, we know that he was black. You know that he was black, but yet you still following the white man's doctrine. Come on, what sense does that make? Go ahead and read that precept you got, Ak.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 22 in verse 6. Train up a child.
Wait.
Train up a child.
Wait.
Train up a child.
Wait.
Train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Train up a child in the way he should go. Okay, wait a minute. That precept has no correlation to what I was talking about. Give me the book of Matthew, Salaki. Give me the book of Matthew chapter 18 and verse 3. Hold what you got. Oh, well, it's okay. It's all right. Give me the book of Matthew chapter 18 and verse 3. Why did I just read train up a child in the way they should go? What sense does that make? What does that have to do with rebellious people? What does that have to do with getting our sorrows healed? How is being trained as a child getting our sorrows healed? Well, read what you got, Ak.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 19 and verse 23.
Salakia, 18 and 3.
This is the 18 and 3.
Yeah.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 18 and verse 3. And he said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children.
Except you become what?
Little children.
Old people.
Little children.
Stuck in your ways.
Little children.
Nah, let their faith be seared with a hot iron.
Little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So unless you come as little children, you should not enter into the kingdom of heaven. What's going on, brother? You got a few minutes to come here to word before you go in sharp?
7 minutes.
Man should not live by bread alone. Come get you some
7 minutes.
spiritual food before you go get some physical food. All praise to the Most High God. There you go. Yeah, come as a little child. Hey, man. Some gonna hear, some gonna forbear, but we gonna work with the ones that want to hear. All praise to the Most High God.
All praise.
What's going on, brother? What's going on? What's your name, Mark? Tay? All right. My earthly given name is Foster. All right, what's going on? You from here?
No.
You ain't from here? Where you from?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia? Oh, okay, that's what's up, man. Hey, I'm an 8-time shawty too. Nah, Augusta, not Atlanta. That's the face here. But let me show you something. Ak, you really not from Atlanta. What's your nationality?
Black.
You black? Black American? So this is what the world will call you, American and black. Do you know what this map is, or this chart is? No, you don't know nothing, do you? All right, so what you got to do right now is you got to think about what I'm finna tell you, okay? You don't know what I'm finna tell you, do you? Nah, but you decided to come over here. Why?
I don't know.
You don't know what made you over here.
Y'all ain't preaching nothing bad. I'm over here something good.
Give me the book of Romans chapter 8 and 14. So we ain't preaching nothing bad. You just don't know why you came over here. You see a bunch of brothers up here wearing some type of garment that you probably never seen before. You know what I'm saying? Yelling out on the streets with a microphone at nighttime, standing up here for hours. What makes you come over here and think that we gonna embrace you?
I don't know.
You don't know. You got that in Romans real quick? Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, They are the sons of God.
Go to 6. Go to verse 6. That's what I think I was calling for.
Verse 6.
Uh-huh.
For to be carnally minded is death.
Nope, that ain't what I need. I need Salaki. I need our spirit bear witness with their spirit. Right. Give me that. Is that Romans 8? Our spirit bear witness with their spirit? Salaki. What I was trying to call
Yeah, I got
is
it.
a precept. Oh, okay, 16. Salaki.
Verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
All right, so since you've been up here, I made 2 mistakes. I called the precept wrong twice. All right, that's 2 mistakes right there. But nonetheless, you came over here because your spirit was bearing witness. You seen a bunch of brothers, you know what I'm saying? You came over here thinking that, okay, you might finna learn something. Now let me get you in and out before, you know, sharks close, because I know you're hungry. All right, so you said you would be an American black. All right, so let me ask you a few questions. All right, where do you think we're from? Not Atlanta. You're not from Atlanta. But where do you think we're from originally?
Well, as far as black people,
Yeah, where do you think black people, where do you think your ancestors came from? Congo? You think so? You know so. Before the Congo, yeah.
I don't know, ain't no telling.
You know what's funny though? I gotta give you respect because most people, if I ask them where are we from originally, they will probably just say Africa. But you named a specific country. So that goes to show that you have a sense of understanding. All right? Because most people, if you ask where I'm from, they just say Africa. Well, brother, Africa's a continent. So there's many countries in one continent. Of course, surely Nigeria isn't South Africa. You can't be from Johannesburg and say that, oh yeah, you know, I'm from Africa, I'm from Nigeria, but I'm from Johannesburg. That don't make sense, right? All right? Give me somebody give me Galatians 4:20. Oh, you got it. This is where we're from originally. Go ahead.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 4 and verse 26. But Jerusalem, which above is free, which is the mother of us all.
So you know a little bit about Jerusalem, brother? You know about those people in Jerusalem right now? The Jewish people. And now if anything is ish, what does that mean? You don't know? You don't know? So if you there's a show called Blackish. What does Blackish mean? If you say you're Blackish, what does that mean? You got a little bit, right? That means you're not actually black, but you're like kind of like black. You feel me? So Jewish people, they say they are Jews, but they're not, right? So if they're Jewish, you get what I'm saying? All right. So you already got what I'm looking for. All right. Listen to this. Now, do you believe in the Bible, brother? You do? You believe in the Most High God? You believe in His only begotten Son? All right, let's get it. So let me give you some precepts real quick to kind of train you, because the precepts I read over here right before you came over was Matthew 18:3, which is said, except ye come as little children, ye cannot enter the kingdom of God. So we're trying to get you to a point of understanding as a child. You know, that way you can learn something and take it with you. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse number 9. I know thy works and thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews.
The blasphemy of them what?
That say they are Jews.
The what?
That say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Who do you think this image is right here? Satan. That's right. So do you think, in normal time in the Christian church, they'll probably tell you this is Jesus Christ himself. Or they'll paint the image and say, hey, this is what the Most High God looks like. But you don't believe that, do you? No, sir. No, because why? They never taught you this. But we just read in Revelation 2:9 that the people that say they are Jews and are not, but they're the synagogue of Satan. So how do you feel about them Jewish people now? How do you feel about them? You ever read that in the Bible? All right, go ahead. So what you think about it?
I don't know. Learn something new. You just gotta. I guess I gotta let it marinate.
Yeah, you got to read it. And this is the book of Revelation 2 and 9. You can go read this. You got a Bible? You can go, if you got Bible app on your phone, you can go read this for yourself. Revelation 2 and 9. Give me Revelation 3 and 9 real quick. Huh? Seed has been planted. All right, you got to marinate on it. So we just going to give you a couple of precepts. Give me Revelation 3 and 9 real quick.
This is the book of Revelation chapter 3 and verse number 9.
Wake them up!
Behold, I will make of them the synagogue of Satan,
Talking about the
which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
And when he's talking about I have loved thee, he's talking to the children of Israel. We know that there's people that try to imitate everything on planet Earth. All right, you telling me you can't believe that there is nobody that tries to imitate anybody. All right, this country tried to imitate old country Babylon in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I got a precept real quick. Go ahead, bring it out.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Salakia, from the top. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am your God, your Salakia. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed.
You should never be ashamed to know that you're a child of the Most High God. You should never be ashamed to know that this is what the world calls you. American, Black, West Indian, Haitians, Puerto Ricans. Those are bywords and proverbs. Give me Deuteronomy 28:46. This is what the Bible calls us. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Issachar, and Naphtali. Those are the names of the children of Israel, the sons of Jacob. All right? Those are the names of the Most High God chosen people, the 12 tribes of Israel. So if I ask you your nationality, brother, and you see that the tribe of Judah is American Black, what is your nationality? Judaism? That's a religion, right? Okay, so if I ask you your nationality, what would it be? The 12, you would be an Israelite. So you could be a Judite, descend from the lineage of Judah. You would be a Judite, but not Judaism, not to be confused with Judaism, because that's a religion. All right? That's the fake Jews, right? None of the people that got the 6-point star and worship gods of wood and stone, like it says. Somebody give me Deuteronomy 4:26. All right. Give me what I called you. What I called you to give. Yeah, give me 28 and 46. No wait, give me 30. Give me 36. Proverb and byword 37.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37.
Bring it out!
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
All right, we should be a proverb and a byword. So now this is where we get African American. This is where we get American Negro, Afro American, nigga. This is where we get all these names from. When you talk about an astonishment, brother, which people, you from Atlanta, which people do you see in the street and just drop your jaw at from time to time? Yeah, when you in Atlanta and you just see homeless people on the street, who 9 times out of 10 the people you looking at, like, ain't that a damn shame? White folk? That's how you look at white folk? Well, all praise for that too. I mean, you just, hey, look, all praise for that too. I was thinking that you was gonna say, you look at black people like that from time to time.
I mean, how you come and take over somebody's land and you homeless in it.
Okay, kind, yeah. So it's just like that, brother. So you got a little sense of understanding. So I ain't gonna beat around the bush with you. I'm gonna read you some of the prophecies in the Bible that identify how we're the children of Israel. You didn't come over here by mistake, right? You came over here because you was led by the Spirit. So let's read. You can drop that sign, brother, and get some precepts. All right. I'm just hit you with some of these. Give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. Give me the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 46, and give me the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 68. All right. And we're gonna start here.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Brother, we've been dealing with curses for 400 years, since slavery. All right, the transatlantic slave trade. Did you know that was in the Bible too? You knew that was in the Bible. Do you know where to go to it at? You don't? Oh, well, we'll show you. But yeah, we dealing with all these curses. Cursed in the city, cursed in the field. First fire, last hire. Brother, we out here laboring, working 9 to 5, 6 days a week. Only get 1 day of rest, which is today, the Sabbath. But go ahead. We're going to keep it rolling with these curses. This is how you identify who the children of Israel are.
Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
This is speaking about the curses. They should be upon us for a sign. You're going in Sharks right now, right? So you expect, it says Sharks, fish, and chicken. So when you go in Sharks, what do you expect to see on the menu? Exactly. If that building right there, which used to be the old Phases Club, if that building says slavery, which nation of people do you expect to see in there the most? Exactly. Those curses shall be upon us for a sign. All right? We're laboring out here every day in the world, working hard, first fire, last hire, like I said. Hey, that's why in Revelation 2:9 it said, I know thy works and thy tribulation. We've been getting beat with damn chains since we got our slave ship. Now it's different. See, it used to be physical affliction. Now it's more mental. You get it?
Poverty.
And poverty. All right. Go ahead and keep reading on.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Upon thy seed forever, brother. So now this is how you know, how you identify who the children of Israel are today. You go look at the people who are being afflicted the most. Across any nation you go to, you will see that black people are probably the most afflicted people of any race, of any nation. In America, we make up about 13% of the U.S. population, and we account for more than 50% of the incarceration rate. Did you know that? That makes no sense, right? How is that even so, brother? Because we're dealing with curses, we're dealing with affliction. How do you think we getting killed in the streets, slain in the streets, and none of our people are, none of the people that we're hoping to get prosecuted for are getting prosecuted? This has been happening for years. Oh, Derek Chabron, now he got his time served. I think they said something about they're gonna reopen his case or something. I'm not gonna bear false witness, but give me Zechariah 11:5. All right, go ahead and read what you got. We're gonna get straight to the point. All right, go ahead. Go give me Deuteronomy 28 first.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
And now Egypt, in a sense, meant captivity. He's going to read that for you.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So Egypt was bondage. The Israelites were enslaved in Egypt first. All right. If you look on the back of the American dollar, there's the pyramid, and now here's American. This is the Egyptian eagle. But what does our nation use their symbol as? Exactly, brother. Do it make sense?
They telling you still in Egypt.
They telling you still in captivity till this day. This is one of the signs that will be upon our seed forever. All right, go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
No man shall buy us, brother. We will be sold into our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy us. And Salaki, I'm going to turn this camera off.